So today I'm going to show you how to import products and services into your QuickBooks file. So you're going to start off going to this gear icon over here on the right. Click Products and Services. This will take you to your Products and Services page. So you can see there's already some products in here. You could enter them all one by one. So you could click on this. Say you want to enter a service. You're entering service 123. You can enter in a SKU number. Click category and enter everything in manually, which is fine if you just have one or two items. However, if you have, I'd say more than 5, or if you have hundreds of items, it makes much more sense to import them using a template. So we're not going to go this route today. We are going to import. To do that, you're going to click this arrow, click import. I highly recommend downloading a sample file. If you already have a file with products, you can edit it to make sure that all of these fields are on them. So here's your sample file. Here's all the fields that QuickBooks is going to ask you about. So if you don't have most of these on your already existing product list that you want to import, I highly recommend editing it to match these so that it's as smooth of an import as possible. So as you can see, it's saying do not import this file as is. You want to update it with your actuals. You're going to delete this. And we're going to delete out all these. And here's where you can either copy and paste all your information from another worksheet if you have it, or if you just want to start manually typing all these things in. So whatever your items are, you can fill all these in for as many as you want. You can enter in a description. If you don't want to enter in a description, you do not have to. A lot of these fields are not mandatory. You can enter in a SKU or not enter in a SKU. Now here there's 3 types. There's inventory, non-inventory, and service. So for these top ones, if they're inventory items, we're going to enter an inventory. Let's say this one's inventory, this one's non-inventory. So maybe it's an item like tape or something that they don't want to actually keep inventory of, but you want it in your QuickBooks and you're going to sell it, you could put it right there. And we're going to put service for these bottom 2. Now here's your sales price or rate. You can always enter 0. So for instance, for your services, if you're always going to customize the price, you could just enter 0. Or if you want to enter in a starting point, you can enter that. Or if it's always going to be the same price, I would recommend putting a price there. For your inventory items, again, if it's always the same price, put in a price here, or you can put in a starting price. You can put in if it's taxable or not taxable here. So my inventory items might be taxable. My services aren't. Now your income accounts, this is where you want to fill in where on your chart of accounts that you want this to hit on your income statement. So I'm going to go back to my QuickBooks because you want to make sure this matches your chart of accounts. Exactly, you're going to have some mapping errors when you import. I'm going to open up my chart of accounts in a separate tab. Now, I highly recommend clicking Run Report because you want to format these exactly as you see them on this report, or you're going to have import errors. Okay, so we're going to scroll down to our income accounts. So whatever income account you want each thing mapped to, let's say. This one we want to go to these two to landscaping. Now ones with sub-accounts, you have to format them like this, which is why I like to come to this report so that you can get it formatted exactly where you have the header account, a colon, and then the sub-accounts. These 2 are there. And then we want our inventory item to go to sale of product income. Purchase description. So this would only be applicable if you're purchasing this item elsewhere and then reselling it. So your services, you're obviously probably not purchasing them elsewhere unless you're contracting. But see, I'm going to leave these blank for all of them except for this one. So I could say deck supply is from ABC vendor. And you could put in the cost that you buy it from the vendor. And then this is the expense account that you would hit for this cost. So we're going to go back to our chart of accounts. And we're going to say we want this to hit cost of goods sold. So whatever account you want it to hit, you put it there. Quantity on hand, this is if you already have some of these items in stock. Let's say we have 5 of these. Reorder point, this is optional. So if you want to put in a reorder point, like every time you hit 2 left of these, you want it to flag to reorder, you put that there. Inventory asset account, so this is where on your balance sheet you want these items to go. So in this file, they only have one inventory account that you can have as many inventory accounts as you want. Quantity as of date, we're going to put it as of today. And then none of these other items need any of these fields. So we are ready to import. So you're going to save this file. I'm just going to save it on my desktop. X out of here. Go back to my product and services, click import, find the file, click next. Now, if you used a template that had different headers, this is where you tell it where to go. So if, for instance, your template had just product on it instead of product/service name, you could tell it that you wanted to put it here. Or, if these columns are just named something different, you will put where you want it to go. So you're essentially mapping your template to the different fields that are in QuickBooks. QuickBooks is pretty smart about figuring them out, but it would have a red X here if it was not sure where to put something. So we have green, so we're all good. We're going to click next again. And now here it's going to populate everything that you're importing. And this is where it's really nice, because if you put something that doesn't match something in QuickBooks, it will flag it as red. So for this, I had put in non-inventory, but I didn't put the dash in. So it doesn't know that non-inventory without a dash needs to get mapped to non-inventory with a dash, which is how it's formatted in QuickBooks. So I can just click it here to fix it. If you're importing hundreds or thousands of items and you're seeing a lot of red, I'd try to figure out what the common theme of the red. So if I had a bunch of non-inventory items and I don't want to go click through all these, you can go back, you can just X out of this, or click back and fix your template so that it matches QuickBooks accordingly, and then re-import this so that there's not any errors. You can see none of my items have any other errors. We're good here. I'm going to click import. And now all my items should be in here. I got these items. If you ever want to individually edit something, you can click edit and edit it accordingly in here. But as you can see, importing is the way to go. Use a template. Don't do things manually. Don't individually import each product or service by itself. Work smarter, not harder.